The humor of Swami Ramdas. The story of the devil and the pole. A man wanted to propitiate a devil to make it do whatever he wanted. So he did the necessary sadhana to that end, and by the power of some mantra, he was able to summon the devil before him. The devil said that it would obey his commands, but on one condition. The devil said, "If at any time you do not give me work, I will devour you. You must keep me engaged all the 24 hours. The man agreed. He immediately gave an order to build a palace for him. To his great wonder, the palace was built in no time. Then he gave an order for a long road to be made ready. That work, too, was also executed in short time. The next minute, the devil was standing before him asking for more work. The man had no time to even think. He gave an order to build a big town. It was ready within 10 minutes. Now, the man was perplexed and fear gripped him. He did not know what new orders to give the devil. If he did not give any work, he would be eaten up. So he hastened to a sage and asked for advice. The holy sage suggested that he might get a bamboo pole, plant it in the ground, and ask the devil to climb it up and down until further orders. He did so, and the devil was bound to carry out the order. This meant no rest whatever for the devil. And finally, it got disgusted and ran away. In our case, the Ram mantra, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, is the pole. And our ego is the devil that teases us. Ask him to go up and down the pole repeatedly, and he will soon get tired and run away. Ram Nam is given to you in order to subdue the ego. The ego must be made to disappear by its own endeavor. Papa Ramdas and V. Ganesan. It was the first time that I was leaving Sri Ramanasramam to go to another ashram, carrying within my heart the sacred instruction of my teacher, the Pandit T.K. Sundaresa Iyer, who said, "Meet Swami Ramdas." So I darted straight like an arrow to Swami Ramdas at Anandashram in 1960. It was late in the evening when I reached the serene ashram. A sannyasin came near me and put his arm around my shoulders and told me, "You do not know me, but I know you very well through K.K. Nambiar." Later, I came to know that he was the ever-cordial, ever-smiling, and ever-affectionate Swami Satchidananda, who took over the ashram after Ramdas and Krishnabai both passed on. He is an ever-working human machine of Anandashram. He continued with his words to me, "Come, I will take you to Papa." Just as Sri Ramana Maharshi is always addressed by all as Bhagavan, meaning God, or Lord, Swami Ramdas is ever referred to by all as Papa, meaning Father. Papa Ramdas was in a room, seated on an easy chair with his legs stretched on a stool in front of him. I prostrated to him and put my head on his sacred feet. When I raised my head, I saw Papa holding his right hand up and pointing at something. Since I was immersed in happiness by merely touching his holy feet, I didn't make any effort to see what he was pointing at. Papa then told me, If you want to say something to me, come here at 7 tomorrow morning, and we shall talk it over. Now, go and take rest." The next morning at 6:45, I was seated alone in that same room. While waiting for Papa, I started looking around. Its walls looked clean, clear, and bright. There was no photos, except one of Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi. I was thrilled to realize that Papa was pointing at it while I was prostrating to him the earlier evening. I remembered my teacher, Pandit T.K. Sundaresa Iyer, telling me that Swami Ramdas got self-realization in the presence of Sri Bhagavan. No wonder that Papa had only one photo in his room, that of Sri Bhagavan. While I was drenching myself in such thoughts, Papa came in. There was no one else in the room. He looked at me inquiringly. I said, "Swami, I want to talk to you about some personal matters." Even before I can complete my sentence, Papa interrupted with all kindness. "Then you should go to Mataji, Krishnabai. She will deal with you." And with one of his glorious, famous smiles, he dismissed me. I spent a few weeks at Anandashram. Under Mataji's instructions, I sat at the feet of Papa Ramdas when he held satsangs in the mornings, evenings, and nights. Swami was tenderly affectionate towards me. I want to share two incidents from among the many glorious ones that took place in those satsangs. During one evening satsang, I was seated at the feet of Swami Ramdas in the grove of 5 trees called the Panchavati. An old devotee of Papa had arrived that morning, along with his mother. He sat at the other side of Papa's easy chair and poured his heart out, saying, "Papa, all say that God exists. You too give absolute importance to it. Saints like Mirabai, Tukaram, and Namdev, they all claim that they have seen God in the form of Krishna, Rama. But I am an ignorant family man. I am constantly confronted with this one doubt. Is there truly a God?" Papa smilingly confirmed it with a nod of his head. To this the devotee countered, "If so, Papa, can you show me God? Just one God. Can I, with my naked eyes, see at least one God?" Papa assumed a serious stance and roared, "Why just one God? I can show you right now, here, 3 gods. Gods you can see with your own eyes." Everyone around was spellbound. Resuming his usual smiling and joyous attitude, Swami said, "Who is God? The true God is the life sustainer. Right now, you can see the sun in the sky. Next is your own mother. And the third is there, the cow, grazing in the fields. Without the sun, not even a blade of grass can grow. Your mother gave you life, and the cow gives life to innumerable beings. So all the 3 are gods. Gods who can be seen by anyone who has the eyes to see." I was thrilled by Swami's outpouring on the living, visible God. Another day, another long-standing devotee of Swami Ramdas visited Anandashram. As usual, I was seated at the feet of Papa. This gentleman asked, "Papa, by your grace, my sadhana of chanting Ram Nam is going on meticulously. Again, by your grace, I have no other material or family problems. Everything is going on smoothly by your grace. Yet, sometimes while immersed in doing japa, a bout of depression overpowers me, plunging me into dense darkness. And no matter what I do, I cannot get rid of it. Why should it happen? What is it? What should I do to get over it? Swami Ramdas kept quiet for a short while, then gave a broad smile and said, "It is a process of spiritual purgation. Your stored up vasanas are struggling to leave you. You cannot and should not do anything about it except allow it to happen. This is an aspect of the inner struggle that happens in the process of progressing spiritually. During these times, start reading about the life of a saint. But a word of caution, do not, I repeat, do not read his or her teachings, simply details about his or her life. Reading about the saint's life has the power to totally remove the stagnation caused by stored up vasanas. In fact, every saint lives only for the benefit of yearning sadhakas. I felt elated. Swami Ramdas on that day opened an inner door in my own struggle to progress spiritually. It was on that day that I understood the significance of the life led by every saint, that the life of a saint is just as important as his teaching. A poem by Swami Ramdas. My beloved Bhagavan, what shall I say of him who towers high, a veritable Everest of spiritual glory, a resplendent sun who sheds light on all? He is our soul, our life and soul refuge. The sage, par excellence, dwells on the sacred hill, Arunachala, the abode of the holy ones, the rishis. His compassionate eyes pour forth nectar on all he sees, drowning us in a sea of joy and ecstasy. Our lives are aflame with divine wisdom. At a moment's touch of his world-redeeming feet, he is God himself who walked on earth. His grace and delight enter our hearts, transforming us into his beatific image. He belongs to the dizzy heights. Still, he stands firm on the earth of ours to redeem and save those who behold that face as if reflected in the mirror of his toenails which glow with celestial radiance. The careworn go to him and become free and cheerful like children at play. The earnest aspirants approach him and return deeply permeated with knowledge eternal. Verily, to be in His presence is to know all that exists is Himself, His grandiose being and form. His unfailing power of love is most potent. How He draws me to Him is a mystery. O Lord, like a rudderless boat adrift on that vast ocean of the world, I wandered hither and thither, seeking in darkness for the supreme light and goal that liberates from galling bondage and deathless sorrow. Lo, Thy grace drew me to Thy feet, and I came to Thee a vagrant and a beggar. Thy very sight was burning with the all-consuming fire of the world. The instant my head touched Thy holy feet, the fever of my soul left me forever. I felt lightness and freedom and peace. Then Thine eyes, redolent with Thy infinite grace, tenderly looked on me, and I was thrilled. I stood before Thee, a figure of pure bliss, fully bathed in Thy divine halo. Now I am Thy child, free and happy. My face is suffused with smiles drawn from Thee. My life is entirely enlightened. With Thy love, knowledge, and power, Thou art my mother, master, and friend, my only beloved. All glory to Thee, all glory to Thee.